Hello, and welcome to the Licensing Expert Series about the new Server and Cloud Enrollment, or SCE, a brand new licensing program available under the Microsoft Enterprise Agreement. Let's first review our agenda for today. We will begin by looking at transformational IT trends that are occurring and will identify some of the challenges that today's organizations face in light of these trends and explore Microsoft's cloud operating system vision. We will review some details about Microsoft Volume Licensing Enterprise Agreements to provide background information on the server and cloud enrollment. Then we will look at program details and customer implications with the new SCE, since it replaces the ECI, or Enrollment for Core Infrastructure, and the Enrollment for Application Platform, or EAP. We will also take a look at the valuable benefits available with Microsoft Software Assurance and look at ways customers can take advantage of the payment solutions to support their move to the cloud through the SCE. We will also review several customer scenarios to help drive home the information covered today. Finally, after reviewing next steps, you will be afforded the opportunity to check your knowledge through assessment. Let's get started. Organizations today are facing new realities about how they operate based on trends which include cloud computing, the consumerization of IT, the explosion of data, and the development of new social and app patterns. Let's take a closer look at each of these trends. First of all, companies are moving their workloads to the cloud at an ever-increasing pace. Cloud services offer a variety of software to help organizations work effectively, from office productivity like Office 365 to device management through Windows Intune. It's predicted that by 2016, cloud-hosted workloads will be 5 times what they are today, which equates to 2/3 of all workloads. Secondly, applications are rapidly being developed, and these too are cloud-enabled. Today, there are 1 billion Facebook accounts, 200 million Twitter accounts producing 400 million tweets a day, 10.4 million Pinterest accounts, and 160 million LinkedIn accounts. We have users bringing devices from home to work, and these users need IT support like corporate security, and compliance needs can't be sacrificed to meet these expectations. By 2014, it's projected that there will be 3.3 devices per worker. This has led to an explosion in social experiences and how we collaborate at work, whether in the office, at home, or mobile. This explosion is being powered by cloud services which allow information to roam with us across devices. And as storage and data collection become less expensive, more data is being collected, with an increasing amount of it being streamed, with the expectation that data provides real-time analysis. Big data refers to the increasing volume, variety, and velocity of data, and industry analysts estimate that the amount of data will increase by 44 times in the next decade. And surprisingly, analysts indicate that 90% of the world's data has been created in the last 2 years. With these trends and ensuing transformation underway, the traditional approaches to IT are no longer adequate, and organizations need a different approach. A different approach to acquiring software and services that support these trends. And companies today need a unified strategy, a consistent platform, and consistent licensing that helps them navigate these trends. By delivering global-scale services, Microsoft has been learning what is required from this new era of IT and has taken what has been learned together with the trends in technology innovations and built them into products and licensing to deliver and manage the modern platform, the cloud OS, or operating system. So to enable the modern platform, the cloud OS, organizations need licensing that is flexible, simplified, and cloud-enabled. And Microsoft provides volume licensing programs tailored to meet the needs of today's organization. Let's take a closer look at Microsoft's volume licensing programs now. Now let's review some important information about Microsoft's volume licensing. For organizations requiring at least 5 software licenses, Microsoft offers volume licensing programs that provides pricing advantages with predictable cost options based on your company's needs, as well as volume discounts and enterprise-grade solutions with access to software assurance and a range of benefits, including rights to new product versions, support, training for both IT and users, and tools and planning services to support Microsoft software and cloud services. With volume licensing, customers also have the greatest flexibility with a range of offerings based on the size and type of business, ownership of software, and the ability to add or include certain online services. Customers can also take advantage of standardization, whereby customers receive a savings by deploying standard sets of products across the organization, and Microsoft Payment Solutions offer convenient, flexible options to structure your technology spend for your volume licensing purchases to help improve your cash flow by spreading payments to the available budget for your organization. With Payment Solutions, Microsoft covers 100% of the sales price for software, services, and hardware, including non-Microsoft products, which can potentially make it easier for customers to upgrade their technology and migrate to the cloud. Payment solutions are designed to help your company acquire the technology you need when you need it. Now that we've looked at the benefits of volume licensing and we've discussed the trends affecting today's organizations, the critical question that follows then is, does Microsoft have the optimal agreement enrollment structure in place to support the Cloud OS vision? Let's take a look at the landscape we deal with today with our licensing agreements. Under the Enterprise Agreement, there are actually a variety of enrollments that exist. The Enterprise Enrollment, this is what folks traditionally think about when they think about the EA. It is where customers make installed base-wide commitments to Windows Client, Office, the Core CAL, and the eCal. And in return for each of these commitments, the customer gets a discount. They get 15% off licenses and SA SKUs, and they get 5% off SA SKUs, as well as a variety of other benefits that the EA vehicle provides. Enrollment for Application Platform, or EAP, was launched about 5 years ago and allows customers to make a commitment to SQL Server and/or development tools. For example, customers making their commitment get no discount on SA, but they do get extra discounts on new units of L and SA. These discounts are complicated. 15% off our SKUs for standard products and 40% off part of the SKU for premium products. Enrollment for Core Infrastructure, or better known as ECI, was launched at the same time, EAP, and offers access to Windows Server plus System Center through a SKU called the Core Infrastructure Suite. It provides customers purchasing those SKUs a 20% discount versus what those products cost standalone, both for new units and for software assurance. It requires no installed base-wide commitment. The Enrollment for Windows Azure, or EWA, is a vehicle for capturing the Windows Azure monetary commitment we use today so customers can get access to the Enterprise Portal, which includes Windows Azure in their EA. As you can imagine, it's a complex landscape with varying terms, varying conditions, and varying commitment requirements. As you can see, the new server and cloud enrollment will be replacing EAP, ECI, and EWA to create a much more streamlined and simplified set of options for customers. As we move to the server and cloud enrollment, we're going to offer our customers the option to make installed base-wide commitments to core products that exist within the SCE. And in return, they are going to get a series of benefits that we're going to walk through. For customers that have been buying Windows Server and System Center through ECI and not making installed base-wide commitment, we now have those Core Infrastructure Suite SKUs available in our other programs, in Select, in the Enterprise Enrollment additional products, and the SKU is a great SKU for customers to take advantage of when they're buying transactional. Now, the enterprise programs for midsize and large organizations with 250 or more desktop PCs provide perpetual licenses and the ability to purchase licenses as needed. Software assurance is included, and an organization-wide commitment to the enterprise desktop enrollment is required. Annual payments are standard, and an annual reconciliation process called true-up is required to account for any devices or users that were added since the last anniversary. Enterprise subscription enrollment under the enterprise agreement is for organizations that prefer to subscribe to rather than purchase Microsoft products, and provides an initial based on a 3-year subscription with the ability to increase or decrease subscription counts on an annual basis. This option may be suitable for customers that expect significant fluctuations in workforce size and IT requirements. Enterprise subscriptions offers full software assurance benefits. Now let's take a look at details around the new server and cloud enrollment. The Server and Cloud Enrollment is a new licensing vehicle under the Microsoft Enterprise Agreement that enables customers to standardize on one or more Microsoft server and cloud technologies and provides significant advantages. The SCE is a fully cloud-enabled licensing vehicle that gives customers the best license management and the most flexibility to manage your own data centers and move to the cloud. SCE is a great licensing vehicle for standardization on Microsoft platform technologies and provides customers with our best pricing, terms, and benefits. SCE offers our lowest Windows Azure pricing, application license mobility to the cloud, and new benefits for using System Center to manage Windows Azure resources. SCE also includes a new subscription-based option which offers more flexibility when retiring workloads, consolidating, or migrating to the cloud. Customers can take advantage of simplified licensing through a standardized set of SKUs and gain access to the latest technologies and benefits for all deployments. SCE offers Microsoft's best pricing and benefits for server and cloud products, including discounts on new licenses, software assurance in Windows Azure, and also eligible customers can qualify for premium benefits like unlimited support. The easiest way to think about the server and cloud enrollment is to think about it as an evolution of EAP. The enrollment for application platform has already been a very successful committed vehicle for our server business, built on SQL Server and on developer tools. With the launch of SCE, we're really only making 4 fundamental additions to what was EAP. First, we are introducing the opportunity for customers to make an installed base-wide commitment to Windows Server plus System Center through the CIS SKUs. What this means is that customers that make an installed base-wide commitment must commit to CIS SKU coverage of all the Windows servers they have deployed. So it's an opportunity for customers to standardize not only on the benefits of annuity, but on access to our management technologies broadly throughout their organization. Secondly, we're making Windows Azure available by default. We want every SCE customer to have the opportunity to start using Windows Azure very easily. Third, we are standardizing the discount and terms in this contract versus the myriad of contracts we've had previously. What this means is that we're going to provide a consistent 15% discount off of L and SA SKUs and a 5% discount off of SA SKUs within the SCE. For the CIS SKU in particular, these discounts will be incremental to how the SKU is priced outside of SCE. Fourth, we have a new set of subscription options instead of the deferred L or prior L model that EAP had. These subscription options are very exciting. This will be the first contract we've ever had where customers can mix perpetual and subscription licenses in the same vehicle. Why is that important? When you approach a customer and have a dialogue with them about making an install base-wide commitment to Windows Server plus System Center or to SQL Server, they may have some units in their environment that are not currently covered. And when you ask them to commit to software assurance for 3 years, they may say, look, I plan to decommission these old systems. I also have systems that I am consolidating or I am moving to the cloud. Subscription provides our customers with incremental flexibility, so as they actually do retire workloads or consolidate workloads, they can true them down annually. Now let's take a look at details about SCE. Now, SCE is a 3-year commitment under an EA. In addition to SCE benefits, customers also receive EA benefits such as volume discounts. While a server and cloud enrollment can be started at any time, the SCE is available as a renewal for existing EAP and ECI customers. For customers with an expiring EA, EAP, ECI, or SA commitment, it is a great time to evaluate whether SCE is the right licensing vehicle for your organization's server and cloud needs. To enroll in SCE, an install base-wide commitment is required to one or more of all of the 4 SCE components: core infrastructure, application platform, developer platform, and Windows Azure. Choose any of these components individually or group them as needed. When choosing any of the first 3 components, Windows Azure at the best pricing is also available. This means committing to full software assurance coverage across the installed base of an SCE component. In the case of System Center, a commitment is required to full System Center coverage on the Windows Server installed base through the core infrastructure suites. In return for making this commitment, the SCE offers a range of benefits including new cloud-optimized licensing options, simplified licensing management, and the best pricing and terms. Minimum quantities apply for CIS SKUs for an entire Windows install base. Existing deployments without software assurance are added as subscription or LNSA at signing. Also note that BizTalk Server and SharePoint Server can be added as an option to the SQL commitment. SCE is an evolution of the EAP, includes a few changes, and customers with existing EAPs should renew their agreements into an SCE. They will experience continuity in many respects, but will also gain positive new benefits, including the ability to easily start using Windows Azure, flexibility to retire workloads at any time with the new subscription option, and easier to understand standardized discounts. There will be more changes for ECI customers, and SCE will not be a good fit for all. The primary changes is that customers will be required to make an installed base-wide commitment to CIS, which was not required with ECI. In exchange, customers get all the new SCE benefits. As I mentioned, SCE will not be appropriate for all customers. Customers that have been buying Windows Server and System Center through the Enrollment for Core Infrastructure, ECI, and not making install base-wide commitments moving forward can purchase Core Infrastructure Suite SKUs in Select or as additional products under the Enterprise Enrollment. This option is ideally suited for customers who purchase transactional. Included in each CIS suite are Windows Server 2012 to help make your server infrastructure more reliable and flexible, and System Center 2012, which provides simplified management of the data center through an integrated set of tools that automate server management and optimize the use of server and data center resources. CIS is available in 2 editions: CIS Standard for non- or lightly virtualized environments, and CIS Data Center for highly virtualized environments. They both have the same licensing model, a processor license that covers up to 2 physical processors on a server, and both editions of the products have the same capabilities. Once again, the only differentiator between the editions will be the virtualization rights. Standard Edition provides 2 virtual instances with each license, and Data Center again offers unlimited virtualization with each license. Let's look at the implications of these changes to EAP and ECI customers in more detail. Let's look in more detail at the discount changes for customers that transition from the EAP or ECI to the new server and cloud enrollment. Customers who have already invested in an EAP can continue their install base-wide commitment to SQL Server, Visual Studio, BizTalk Server, and SharePoint Server in the SCE. Customers will see some small pricing changes as we standardize and simplify discounts. Among these changes are a new 5% discount on software assurance. Unlike EAP, which provided discounts on only the license portion of License Plus SA SKUs, SCE provides a full 15% discount on the complete License Plus SA SKUs for key components. These changes do not impact customers during the term of their ECI enrollment. With the required install base-wide commitment to the core infrastructure suites through SCE, customers retain access to our best pricing, new subscription options, and new Azure benefits, and access to the latest technologies. Also included are new benefits like System Center Azure management rights and the ability to qualify for unlimited support. The discount SCE provides for CIS Standard and Data Center includes 15% off License Plus SA and 5% off SA. These discounts are in addition to the discounts already provided for CIS SKUs in non-SCE programs. And if a customer only wants to partially cover their environment with CIS, they can very easily do so through other volume licensing programs with no dedicated contracts or unit minimums. Now let's look at some of the benefits of software assurance, or SA. Now, software assurance can help you maximize your investment by providing you with benefits that will help you address your needs at each of these product lifecycle phases, whether it's gaining access to the latest versions, to assistance in training your staff and deploying the solution to problem resolution support. Microsoft is committed to being with customers on their journey to the cloud, on certainly their own terms. Microsoft recognizes the hybrid reality. We understand that customers will likely want to invest in physical, virtual, private, and public cloud computing models. With software assurance, customers get planning services, deployment options, and upgrade rights to support their on-premises and hybrid environments, and as they adopt cloud services to suit their business needs. One of the goals of software assurance is to support the customer's deployment choices as they re-envision the role of IT in cloud computing by helping them to deploy Microsoft products on premises via the cloud or in hybrid environments that combine cloud services with on-premises software solutions. With SA, customers get benefits that they can use to support a hybrid environment that may be built on Microsoft platform products and Windows Azure platform services, or productivity tools where those are delivered on premises or via the cloud, as with Office 365. Customers can use new product versions which give them access to new software versions to update core server products such as Windows Server and System Center to better support hybrid environments, reduce the costs of updating desktops to optimize both traditional on-premises deployment of Office Professional or Office 365, and use planning services to help envision solutions and optimize investments in traditional, virtual, private, and public cloud computing models. Planning services provide on-site expert assistance with deployment planning in areas that customers can choose, from updating on-premises software to optimizing virtual environments to moving workloads to the cloud. Customers have a choice of several on-site consulting engagements to help plan deployments of Microsoft System Center, Windows Server, Windows Azure, SQL Server, and Visual Studio Team Foundation Server and test tools. For more user-centric workloads, hybrid and cloud deployment planning is available through existing desktop, SharePoint, and Link and Exchange deployment planning services. Customers can also use license mobility, which lets them deploy certain server application licenses on premises or hosted in a shared data center to help lower cloud infrastructure costs. Now let's look at payment solutions. Microsoft offers a range of flexible payment options which are helpful to customers who are either structuring their new SCE agreement or renewing. Depending on specific needs, customers can take full advantage of Microsoft payment solutions in a number of ways to manage their cash flow more strategically and alleviate the need of making a large upfront annual investment. Microsoft Payment Solutions offer deferred payments for up to 6 months. So if you are interested in SCE today but do not have adequate funds left in this year's budget, you can defer payment until the next fiscal year when more funds are available. You get the technology you need today even if you're unable to fully fund it in the current fiscal year. SCE requires that 3 equal payments be made each year, but this may not align well to your investment and cash flow needs. With Microsoft Payment Solutions, you can ramp payments over the term of the SCE, paying, for example, 10% of the entire 3-year SCE investment in year 1 when funds are needed for other projects, 30% in year 2, and 60% in year 3 when more funds are available. Alternatively, customers may wish to avoid having to make a large upfront payment each year and would rather utilize cash as it becomes available each month. With Microsoft Payment Solutions, customers can spread their annual payments into equal monthly payments over the term of the SCE. Now let's take a look at a few customer scenarios. Scenario 1, you have an EAP customer is considering renewing their installed base commitments into the new server and cloud enrollment. What are some of the benefits this customer would receive as a result? And the answer is, the server and cloud enrollment provides customers with more seamless access to Windows Azure, a new, more flexible subscription option, and a standalone set of discounts with the enterprise agreement. In this scenario, you have a qualifying customer is building a low-density virtualized private cloud. What addition of core infrastructure suite SKUs, data center or standard, provide the best solution? The answer is the CIS standard SKU. Scenario 3, a customer with over 250 PCs would like software assurance coverage and the ability to standardize on the Microsoft Core Infrastructure platform organization-wide. Which Microsoft volume licensing program best fits this customer scenario? And our answer? The server and cloud enrollment under the enterprise agreement. The next scenario is we have a highly committed customer who owns more than 250 PCs and requires System Center, Windows Server, and SQL Server. The customer wants full software assurance coverage across their installed base for these products. Which volume licensing options are the best fit for this customer's needs? And our answer? The core infrastructure and the application platform component of the server and cloud enrollment under the enterprise agreement. The next scenario, a customer has over 250 PCs and requires Windows Server and System Center but is not able to provide CIS coverage for all Windows Server in the organization. What are this customer's Microsoft volume licensing options? And their options are the Select Plus agreement and the Core Infrastructure Suite SKUs. Now that we've reached the end of today's presentation, make sure to take the associated exam for this course to test your knowledge, and make sure to stay tuned to Microsoft.com/licensing for future modules. Thank you for your time and attention today, and bye for now.